Hello everybody, my name is Ryan, and we're MandRproductions, and today we're taking a look at a really awesome LEGO Star Wars set from the year 2014. Its set number is 75054 and has been given the name AT-AT. Pretty fittingly, it includes 1,137 pieces and retailed for $120 when it was released. It includes 5 minifigures being General Veers, a Snowtrooper Commander, an AT-RT driver, and 2 regular Snowtroopers. We'll be taking a look at those momentarily. First things first though, this does include a poster, which I didn't get because I did buy this used, so I'll find a picture of the poster and throw it up for you guys to see. It also has the, at the time, new spring-loaded shooter, so that's why that's being advertised. You'll also find that it has the measurements for the AT-AT, so you can see exactly how tall and long it is before you go out and buy it, which I think is pretty nice. On the top, it just shows the minifigures again with the AT-AT driver in actual size. You can find out where all the parts are made. Some more licensing information down there on the bottom. And on the back side of the box, you get an idea of what the set can do. All the features are listed, and you get some other action shots of the AT-AT on the back. So not too bad looking. I like the way they did the box art for this thing like they do with most sets. Of note, there are 2 instruction booklets in this set, and they do come with the cardboard backing, and I assume the poster would have also been inside of here, so you wouldn't have had any bent pages or anything like that, which you do have to worry about sometimes, but sometimes LEGO goes out of their way, gives you that cardboard backing, and keeps those instructions safe. Our first minifigure is General Veers, who I think they did an excellent job with. I think this is the most accurate face they've ever given a General Veers minifigure. He, of course, has binoculars, just like he does in the movie. His torso print is very good looking. It color matches his helmet quite nicely. He's also wearing a microphone on his face. You can see that's part of the face print. The back of his torso there has a nice print as well. And removing the helmet, you'll find there is no second face. So this was probably just before the whole trend of every LEGO Star Wars minifigure having 2 faces came about. But I quite like the way this General Veers figure looks. 10 out of 10 from me. Here's our AT-AT driver, who has that same blue color as General Veers. You can see those match quite well. He also uses a bit of light gray there for his helmet and torso, and of course his hands. He comes with a small blaster, and overall just has a very nice, clean looking print. He has waist and leg printing, which looks really good as well. I think a lot of people can appreciate that. And then he's got the typical angry clone face, which a lot of people are getting tired of, myself included, but you don't really have to take the helmet off, so it's just a nice additional print to have underneath there if you do want to take the helmet off and just have the guy have a face. This is the Snowtrooper Commander, who is different from the actual Snowtroopers. You guys can see the torso prints are actually different, and that's the main difference. He also doesn't have a backpack, and he has white hands. So those are the differences there. But the Snowtrooper Commander has a pretty sleek looking torso print. It does look a little bit empty near the top, but I'm sure that's accurate or whatever to whatever they base this off of. The back torso print looks decent enough. And then the helmet, and they redesigned the helmets, I guess, at least 5 years ago now, which is crazy to me. But this figure, again, released in 2014, so they must have had the new helmets then, which it just doesn't feel like it's been that long since they redesigned the Snowtrooper helmet. I still feel like they used to have the all-in-one backpack and helmet things not too long ago, but this does look like a nice flowing cloth material, so I think they did a great job there. And of course, his waist cape is made of like a tougher Lego cloth. So that's the Lego Snowtrooper Commander. Finally, to finish off our AT-AT minifigure selection, we get 2 regular LEGO Star Wars Snowtroopers to add to your collection. So that brings us to 3 total Snowtroopers in the set if you want to count the Commander as one. Again, you can see the difference in the torso prints there. Commander on the right, the regular ones on the left. Everything else about the figures is pretty much the same. The regular Snowtroopers come with regular Lego blasters. You can see they also do have these nice backpack prints, which I think a lot of people like. I think they're a nice additional piece on the back there. And of course, the regular helmet, you can see the face underneath is a regular angry clone trooper face. Same with the Snowtrooper Commander, which I did neglect to show just a second ago, but you get the point. Not too bad looking. I quite like what they've come up with these Snowtroopers, especially that new helmet design at the time. It still is really good today. So great job by LEGO. Here's a full view of the AT-AT in all of its glory. It's a pretty good looking model. I do have some qualms with the design, especially compared to the older set from 2010. The main qualm I have with it is up here. They used a sticker on the older set. On this set, they just used some like 1x2 cheat slopes. I don't think this looks this good. They did do this on the 2007 motorized one. Don't think that looked good either. And yeah, that's my one main issue with the design. Other than that, the general looks of it is pretty dang good. They did a great job using some different pieces from the older model to give it a fresh look, and I can appreciate that. So we'll start at the head of the AT-AT. I think that's the simplest part to start at. You can see it's a very nice, solid design, actually. They did a great job updating the stability of this, in my opinion. You can open up the top piece here to gain access to the interior of the head. You guys can see what it looks like in there. You have some tiles to go ahead and sit minifigures down onto, and then you have a pretty simple control panel, actually a little bit lackluster in my opinion. It's actually a very nice sturdy head though. You can fit 2 minifigures in here. First, the AT-AT driver will sit in the front there, and then you can actually have General Veers sit in the back just like he does in the movie and look over the top with his binoculars or whatever you want him to do, but he does have a little bit of a fancier seat there with the piece that actually keeps him in place, unlike the AT-AT driver. I don't know the rationale behind that. Maybe it just didn't fit up front or something. I guess that would be the reason it's not up front, but there you go. Both minifigures inside the cockpit of the AT-AT, and it closes up just fine. It's a very nice cockpit. Again, a very sturdy design and no real complaints about what they've done with the head there. You can move into the neck area here and you'll find a very nice neck design. You can also see the articulation here comes from 2 different areas. You have a point in here where you can move it left and right, and then up closer you can move it left and right independent of this piece. So not bad there with the articulation. You'll also notice the spring-loaded shooters underneath. If you want to shoot those off, all you have to do is push down on them from right here. You should all know how spring-loaded shooters work by now if you've seen any other Lego Star Wars set reviews, but I'll go ahead and do the demonstration anyway. And you just push down, and they are very nice and powerful. So great job by Lego with these spring-loaded shooters. You'll also find a small feature underneath with a little bit of detail here. Very nice. No expense spared there. Moving more underneath the center area, you can find more detailing, just kind of paneling to close off some of the what you would otherwise see as like the Technic workings underneath, which is good. You can also open up this large hatch here, or the side of the AT-AT, to gain access to the interior. It all comes up in one fell swoop, which is very nice compared to older models, which you had a little bit tougher time. This is just a very smooth opening with no real issues there. And you can fit all 3 snowtroopers inside of the AT-AT. You can actually stick them up right there, and this will close up just fine. Again, you can fit all 3 in there, which is a really nice feature. You can actually have the snowtroopers drop out of the AT-AT as well. There's actually a hatch there in the center where you can see the snowtrooper that is lower. And what you can do to go ahead and release that is on the back side of the AT-AT here, there's this little lever or thing sticking out, whatever you want to call it. Basically, you just pull back on it, and that snowtrooper should fall on out. So we're going to go ahead and give it some distance here, and then we're going to pull back on that lever so you guys can see the snowtrooper fall all the way to the ground. And now we have a good angle. Let's go ahead and pull this thing back and see what happens. I have honestly not tested this feature yet. I'm hoping it works just fine. Yep, there you go. So we get our snowtrooper right on out of the center of the AT-AT. Unfortunately, if you do want to get the other snowtroopers out, you will have to actually put them through yourself, or you'll have to pull them out and just put them down, whatever you want to do. But yeah, if you want to put this little panel back up, and another cool thing you can do with this is if you do have a Luke Skywalker minifigure, you can actually have him pretend to cut it open and then throw the grenade in or whatever. So it does kind of serve a dual purpose, although there is no Luke Skywalker included in this set. So basically, if you want to put it back up, you just want to put it back up there, hold it, and you're going to push this back in, and then it's going to be back in place. Or you can put snowtroopers onto it again. So I'll just stick all 3 snowtroopers on there, you know, for science, and we'll see if we can get a lot of troopers coming out at once. Honestly, I think they might get stuck, but hey, there's only one way to find out. Did they all come out? Hey, there we go. All 3 snowtroopers dropped on out. So that is a really nice and unique feature that just this AT-AT has. None of the other AT-ATs have that feature where you can just drop troops out of the center area or the belly of the AT-AT, if you will. I love that. I think that's a fun one. Also, if you do want to pick up this AT-AT, there is no handle on the top. You just grab it by the side here. And it's a pretty sturdy design, so as long as you keep a strong grip on it, you shouldn't have any issues. That's just going to be how you pick it up. Again, here's a better view of that. You literally just hold it from the side and pick it up. No handle, nothing really extra needed. You can also pick it up from the bottom if you really want to, so you can get a couple different angles on that if you need to pick it up in a different way, but typically I would recommend picking it up from the top side here. One of the most important aspects of every LEGO AT-AT is its legs and the functionality of them. This AT-AT has great functioning legs. They have a very clean look. I love what they did with the toes down below, very similar to what they did just a couple years prior back in 2010. But you guys can see they don't have like the inside toe. That's because otherwise they would hit when they cross by each other, which I think is kind of dumb. Like you just can't, if you have the inside toe, you just can't do that. So why not just make it accurate and add it on there? I don't know. But yeah, you can get tons of posability out of this. I do have that complaint. So those do tend to pop off from time to time. So that's a small design complaint that I would have with this one. They just, for whatever reason, the caps on the end like to pop off. But overall, I really like what they've done with the legs. Like they can... Like, Jesus. All right, I'm taking this back. I'm actually reconsidering now. Yikes, dude. Lego, what the heck, dude? Yeah, but I mean, overall, like, other than them popping off, like, the legs actually do work just fine, in my opinion. You can see these ones hopefully won't pop off like the ones on the other side. Maybe I put them on wrong or something. I don't know. Here's a closer look at the legs. Get that focused in. You guys can see they use some of the CMF stands here in light gray to add some of the design there. Nice Technic interior to keep them sturdy. Of course, some very similar design elements to previous AT-ATs, but still a generally newer look, which I quite like. You guys can see around back of the AT-AT. Very simple design. This is where you go ahead and pull that to release the trap door there on the bottom of the AT-AT. That's what it looks like from underneath. Not too bad looking. You can actually get it with one hand if your hands are big enough, which is very nice as well. Again, these all open in one fell swoop. If you do want to open these back panels, you can, although they are not really going to give you too much access to anything. There's nothing really going on in there that you can really do, so it's kind of pointless. You can also open up these two panels on the front side here and get access to that. But again, there's just really nothing in there for you to do anything with. So that is the AT-AT. I'm going to give this AT-AT a 9 out of 10, and here's why. The minifigure selection is excellent. It's about as good as it gets. I'm someone who loves when they include minifigures that are only relevant to the vehicle of the set that it's included in. So like a Luke Skywalker and Rebel Troopers wouldn't really be necessary here, yet in other sets they do sometimes include stuff like that. I love that this is a truly Imperial set of just Empire stuff, so I gotta give them props for that. I love when they do that. The overall design of the AT-AT is immaculate. The only flaw I can really see is when these little hubcaps, or whatever you want to call them, do tend to pop off when you move the legs, as I showed while moving them around in this review. Other than that, you have these spring-loaded missiles underneath, which are always a fun design and provide an excellent play feature that's actually pretty well hidden, so they don't really pop out at you if you're putting this thing on display, which is nice. You have a very nice and strong design for the head. This thing doesn't fall apart like some older models' heads do, especially the motorized one. I remember having some very big problems with that one, but this one, very strong design. They really seem to have fixed that. The interior is fun as well, while somewhat lacking. You can fit all your troops inside, and of course the trapdoor is a fun feature as well. Overall, it's a very well-designed set. You can pick it up, you can play with it, no real qualms with it at all. Just an absolutely beautiful AT-AT, one of the best, although I wouldn't even say there's been a bad AT-AT of the actual AT-AT sets, not counting the Darkside developer AT-AT, but like the 4 $100+ AT-AT sets have all been really good, and this is just one of the best ones they've made. I'm honestly a little bit upset I didn't buy this set sooner. It's been 5 years since this set came out, and I'm just now getting this set. And honestly, like, if you guys have been holding out on this thing, you need to pick one up. I now totally regret not owning this set for the last 5 years. It's awesome. The AT-AT from 2014. I guess other than the little thing on the face here. You can see again what I was talking about with the sticker piece on the old one versus just cheese slopes on the new one. But other than that, it's a great model. 9 out of 10, 120 bucks. You can pick this up used for about that price, I think, on eBay now. So gotta love the AT-AT. Let me know what you guys think about this thing down in the comments section below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.